I wasn't actually ready to go live yet, but Mustang Aspen, hello! Thank you for the raid! I'm gonna have to go AFK in a second and grab my coffee, but how are you? Shagraz, hello? First, thank you so much for being first. You're always first in my heart, Shagraz. AB Coffee, hello. ATM0, aka Dad, hello. I can't hydrate right this second because I actually haven't grabbed my hydration liquid yet. I was actually still getting ready for this stream, but I have to say hey to the Raiders. Barely Bookish, hello. Vinyl Stencil, hello. I'm gonna go grab my coffee in a second. I will double hydrate for you, Dad, since you caught me flat-footed without my hydration liquid. Look, I went live early because I gotta acknowledge the raid. Let's get a shout out for Mustang. 3,216 words in 3 hours. That's amazing. Especially since you said you haven't written in months. That's a great return to writing, my dude. I'm alert cause music go burr. Enjoy your lurk pie. Hello, how are you? Leader, hello. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry I'm running a little bit late today because I had to ice my foot. Exiled Faye, hello. Oh my goodness, everyone is here. I'm so excited. I was in the process of trying to post about this stream on my Facebook, which is such a pain in the butt now that I almost never do it. Let's see if my post even actually... It's not showing. So yay? Lately, I don't even post on Facebook because of this very reason that it seems like it just hides all of my posts. So I have to actually hunt down the URL so that I can share it. What a pain. We've done it. We've done it, chat. It's happened. For the maybe 5 people that look at my Facebook page, they now know that I'm live. Did I determine how to pronounce your name? Is it okay if I call you Katya? Hello! I'll be lurking while I write. Nice! Exactly. That's why we're here, to co-work. By the way, I don't think Neo is here yet, but it's his birthday! What? AB Coffee, thank you so much for letting us know. We did raid. Hello, Bard. How is work going? Oh my gosh, you guys. Welcome to this impromptu start of a stream that I wasn't quite ready for yet. Today we're actually going to be outlining the first novel in this series, which is crazy to me because we just started working on it like last week, but that's where we are. Yesterday at the end of stream, I had to stop a little bit early, so we had just finished the Schools of Magic. I just jotted down a few notes about basically how the mages use telepathy and teleportation to keep in touch and move around. Nothing big. I just had to go last night so I could feed Ghost Pepper for his stream. So I actually jotted those last few things down in the background of his stream while we were working on some of his D&D stuff. And just a couple notes on everyone's mother, the creator goddess, who the story is kind of centered around. I left this specifically vague because I kind of want to discover more about this character when I write the book. But today we're going to be here on this nice blank page filling in what actually happens. You pronounced my name well. Katya, thank goodness. Thank you for letting me know. I'm really bad with names, so again, I know I say this every stream, but if I ever say your name wrong, please don't feel bad about correcting me. Shagraz let us say his name wrong for like 6 months before he finally corrected us, and I felt terrible. 478, yes, and that is, so Ghost and I have decided to add our incomes for the month of August to the bar. My income has been added, his has not. I'm relatively sure that this means that I am going to end up doing the 12-hour writing stream. I still say, I thought it's Shagraz, like with the heavy emphasis on the G. I don't think I can emphasize it anymore. Shog Roz. Vinyl, how are you? Everyone, how are you? How are you doing? Hopefully Neo will drop by so we can wish him a happy birthday. You say it slow. Okay, so slow down and say it more slow is what you're saying. You're having a moment. Dad, what moment are you having? When you say it fast, it doesn't sound right. Okay. Your name is on the screen because you donated $5 or more to the Share-a-thon. Everyone who donates $5 or more, I think I'm missing some. I think Flanny is supposed to be on there too. I don't. Last night was a bit of a blur. It happened all so fast. I'm not sure if I got everybody who donated last night. So I think I'm missing a few people. But if you've donated $5 or more, you are on my overlay for the Divorce Court Share-a-thon. We have unlocked. I have to go. Oh my God, guys, I have to go get my coffee. But we have unlocked the Tipsy Chat stream, so I will drink wine on stream and chat with you guys. That's probably going to happen in October. We have unlocked Ghost cooking hot sauce in our kitchen with peppers that he grew in our garden. We have unlocked the Divorce Court brunch stream. I have informed Ghost Bard that you would like him to eat on screen because you so graciously paid the money to unlock that stream. We have unlocked the dungeon map giveaway. Anyone who donates $5 or more until the end of the Share-a-thon will be entered to win a custom map for your D&D campaign made by my lovely husband, Ghost Pepper. And we are on our way to, and I'm pretty sure will unlock the 12-hour writing stream. This will be my first 12-hour stream. I will stream my entire day of work from beginning to end. I'll eat lunch with you guys. My only AFK times will be bio breaks and cooking. It'll be great. If we surpass that, which I think we're gonna, because Ghost hasn't added his income from August yet, we will start working on the Divorce Court 12-hour stream. So we will basically take that brunch stream, we will upgrade it to a 12-hour stream. We will start with brunch, or brunch will happen at some point, and we will go a full 12 hours. It'll be awesome. That's where we stand. We're working on buying shares. Mustang Aspen, thank you so much for the resub. I don't know if that popped up yet. It did. It was right when I switched over. Thank you so much. I didn't give you hearts for that. More hearts. So yeah, that's what we're working on. We're working on that 12-hour Divorce Court stream. This is going towards buying new chairs for Ghost and I. Ghost chairs held together by duct tape. It's kind of bad. I think it's when you say it fast, it's less of an ah sound before the G. True. Shopping for a tablet, it's nerve-wracking because spending money always is. Exiled Faye, I feel you. My iPad came to me secondhand from a friend, and it was such a relief to just buy something that I knew worked from someone I trusted. So good luck with that, Exiled Faye. Are you looking for any particular type? Like, are you looking for Chromebook? Are you looking for an iPad? Or are you just looking for something that suits your needs? I would love to donate, but I'm broke. No, don't worry, leader. You guys, everybody's got to take care of themselves first. If you can't donate, you can't donate. It's totally cool. No one's getting divorced. Divorce Court is what me and my husband Ghost Pepper call our streams that we do together. Just because we sass each other, and it's actually adorable. There's no actual divorce happening. All marriages are fine. I could be wrong, but when you say it faster, it kind of sounds like Sha'agraz instead of Sha'agraz. I see. Sha'agraz. There we go. My birthday was yesterday. AB Coffee, happy belated birthday. I hope it was an amazing one. So this past weekend, I drank more whiskey than since college. Nice. Let the mixed drinks and the light stuff through the gates, but the shots kill me now. AB Coffee, I hope you've recovered or are recovering. And I hope you had a great birthday. That's how I got my iPad too. Thank the gods that I have a friend who works professionally as an illustrator. Right? I have a friend who's like super Apple everything, and it's actually my friend Flutterdye, for anyone who knows her. She got a new iPad. She got like the most latest iPad, and her husband had already bought it for her. So she was like, do you want to buy my old one? And I was like, how much? And she was like, $250. And I was like, done. Because I needed one, and I didn't want to deal with the hassle of shopping. Need to do, Handwriting to text? Ah, okay, so you want something that you can write on for sure. I know if you get like an Apple Pencil, you can do that, but I don't know about Apple's like translation software. Halo, just here to give some love. Off to Mackie, so I won't be back. So I will be back when I'm home. Halo, thank you so much for stopping by. Have fun. We'll see you in a moment. I'm gonna pop AFK because I actually need to finish preparing for the stream, which I didn't do because I went live so prematurely. Yay, 12-hour Megan stream. I hope it won't be the most boring thing ever. But yeah, you'll get 12 entire hours of me. It was all good. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Happy birthday again, even though it's a day late. I'm just gonna leave myself live here, so you're gonna hear me padding around in the background, and you're probably gonna see me limp a little because my foot is still not the greatest. I'm gonna leave up the divorce court chairathon rewards tier here, so that if anyone has any questions, let me know. But I'm pretty sure we are about to cross into the 12-hour divorce court stream territory once we add up what Ghost made on Twitch. And when I get back, we're going to start outlining this beautiful novel for this beautiful world that we've been building. And I will quadruple hydrate since I went live without having hydration beside me. Everyone can give me birthday gifts in the form of telling me how bad my visual novel demo was. I didn't get a chance to look at that yet, even, because I was sick over the weekend. That is going to be my Saturday morning. And I think it's going to be great, not awful. No, Mustang, you're fine. This is what streaming is all about. It's about these chaotic moments where we say hi to everybody. And then everyone's like, what do you mean you don't have liquid? Here's 3 million hydrates. Like, if you're getting an iPad for handwriting, it's worth having a paper, like, screen protector. Oh, that's good advice. See, I don't know these things. I need people to tell me. I'll be right back. Enjoy my alternate self drinking tea for a hot second. All right, I am back. We're about to get hydrated in here. Oh. I have returned. Paper-like screen protector. I will look into this. Yes, me too, actually. Because I would like to start drawing on my iPad more. Show me how a pro does it. If you're referring to me as the pro, you might be disappointed. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my foot pillow here so that I can prop my foot up. I've become increasingly convinced that I did something to my foot, like slammed it against something and didn't notice. Also, one quick moment here. I think when I was reading, I disabled some channel points rewards and forgot to turn them back on. So let me turn those back on. Whoops. Points rewards. Yes, I had turned off accents and I am turning those back on. There we go. Since I'm not reading anymore. So I have some hydrates. I believe I missed 2, so we're gonna do 4. Indeed, indeed. Those are for Dad. Thank you, Dad, for keeping me hydrated. And these are for Halo, who always takes good care of the streamers. A paper-like and a glove to cancel the touch of your palm. Oh, see, I never would have even thought of that either. Carbade, hello, how are you? Are we watching Megan drink coffee like a pro? I mean, are you rating my coffee drinking? I mean, there you go. Rate me. Okay, so the very first thing we're actually going to do, we're going to turn off the divorce rewards, is we're going to reach into this lovely thing right here. This is my day planner. This is where I keep all of my information and my plans for the year, and each of these months has a section where I can write notes. Within one of these, see, I actually have like a book outline in that one. Within one of these note sections is some ideas for titles that I wanted to use for this series. And now is an important time to start getting my title scheme nailed down. So, I had written down 3 titles, but I think I'm gonna need 6. So I wrote down someone's child, no one's sister, and everyone's mother. But I was thinking I could add descriptors to those, and then I could also do, like, your, mine, and ours. Love a good planner. Right? I bought, like, 4 of these. So that I have, if you look over my shoulder right now, you can see that there are 3 more of them. That greenish one was from last year. Those other 2 are blank. Those are for the next 2 years. Some people's step cousin. Shacross. Good, got more naming done? Nice! Naming is so hard for me, so I applaud you. Oh, the hat! Yes, you did! Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so out of sorts this morning. My apologies. Let's turn the camera up a bit so you can see the fabulous Jack Skellington hat. So I was thinking, like, it would be like someone's errant child, something like that. And then like, no one's something sister, but then it'll also be like your something something. I'm not doing a very good example of it. I think the first one would be someone's errant child. I think that's what we're gonna call it. Because it actually fits really well. And then I sort of have a color scheme that I use, if you can see. So I do want to write these down. Names are hard. My poor kingdom has whiplash. Yes. Oh my goodness. This is why we were using name generators yesterday. Let's see. What month? We are not technically in August anymore, but I might use the August space to write these down. You didn't like my step-cousin? I did like your step-cousin title, but I'm not going to use it for the first book because I already named the first book Shog Raz. Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen. Anyone who wasn't in yesterday's stream and didn't see all the names that Squanchy was throwing out, it was pretty epic. Alright. So, I have to figure out which color pen I use for this. I think it's gonna be a red. There's a pattern. Look, my brain works in weird ways. CND? Who is CND, Shagraz? CND's... You spent channel points on that, Shagraz. Good job. Good job. Good job. C&D's nuts. Shagraz, I love you. Never change. Never change. If you would like to choose an actual character to learn something about, please let me know. Because I applaud commitment to a bit, so I will let you choose an actual character if you want. I'm just waiting for this errant child. Well, this errant child is actually Aleith. That's the character that we first made. So that's why this book is being called Someone's Errant Child. It's in direct reference to Aleith, who is the main character in this book that we are going to be outlining today. She is the daughter of a goddess. She has been raised as an avatar, and her entire life she has been told who she is supposed to be, like how she's supposed to act, what she should want, and what she should do. And really, all she really wants is for everyone to just shut the hell up and let her decide who she wants to be. This is a new series. It is not a direct sequel to anything else I have written. It is tied into something else I have written via the multiverse. And we did talk about a particular hourglass yesterday, which ties into said multiverse. But it is not a direct sequel. It is its own thing. It's brand new. Is she gonna girl boss? Oh, she's gonna girl boss the hell out of everything. So no, this is in no way a direct sequel to anything else. It's its own thing. We've been creating it here on the stream. Jealous of the hat. I ran all over Disney World to get this hat, and it's so worth it. It's amazing. So part of me would like to come up with more of this title scheme now, just so that I know what it's gonna be. So we kind of have what I started with, which was to switch back earlier. It was someone's child. And we're gonna put errant in there. And then we would have no one's sister. So it'd be something. And then everyone's something mother. And then we have your something something. My something something. And if you're wondering, is this how you really come up with your titles? Yes, this is how I really come up with my titles. And then, our something. So I want each of the last somethings to be a family-related word. So we have child, sister, and mother. I originally wanted to keep them to just that, but I might do aunt. Your crazy aunt. Some people's step cousin. So it's harder to fill these in than it initially seems. Now I could also do an alternating pattern where the your, mine, and ours don't have anything to do with the family thing. Because I think someone, no one, and everyone, I don't think there's really more words like that. Anyone. Anyone is one. We could use that one. Are there two more, though? Indefinite pronouns. So really, it's only any, some, and every. Oh. Another, anyone, anything, each. Enough, everyone, everything. This must be so fascinating. But we could use anyone and each one. Ow, I just hurt my foot. In case you guys are wondering what I'm looking at this right now. Just lists of words. Get Hurtfoot. Thank you, Shagraz. Hey, Woof, we're looking at indefinite pronouns to try to come up with a title scheme for these books. Alright. Alright, Shagraz, I'm getting rid of them. Alright. So instead of this, we could do, something like each one's something something. No one's, anyone's. But then we still need something for the 6th book. Shagraz, I just love that you are the full embodiment of chaos this morning. Because I also need, like, family... I also need, like, family titles as well. Here's another one. Here's another list of indefinite pronouns. Oh, we could do another one. Anyone, each one, either one. Either might not work. So we have... We have someone, each one, no one, anyone, everyone, and another one, maybe. I think I want everyone's mother to be the last one. I don't know, would another work? I guess each one could. Not doing bad, Wolf. Good to hear. Bard, I hope you're having a good day too. Someone's errant butt, each one's something. Oh, we've got talk like a southern belle. Someone's errant butt, each one's something but. No one's butt sister, anyone's butt, everyone's butt mother. Someone, each one, no one, anyone, everyone. I need one more word like that. Why are there only 5? Why do words have to be so damn complicated? Every, some, any, and no are really the only ones. Some, any, no, every. But why? But why? Well, we want all them to match, you see? So we have any, each, every. I guess we could do neither ones, but that's like no ones. Why do there have to be 6 books in this series? You know why? Because you can't do 5. That won't make a good box set. You either need to have 4 or you need to have 6. That's how it works. Unfortunately. And this is, if you're planning on publishing, this is one thing that you do have to do ahead of time. Unfortunately. Do we have Annie? Do we have Annie in there? Anyone's. Yeah, we have someone's, each one's, no one's, anyone's, everyone's. We could do like either one's. Work is bleh. I'm sorry to hear that, Wolf. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I forgot to turn my warmer on. No wonder my coffee's gotten so cold. Alright, so we could do either ones. I'm not sure if that works. Or another one's. I don't like either of those. Either maybe though. Someone's, each one's, no one's, anyone's, either one's, everyone's. I can change the order of them later. I can always mix them around. We need some family titles now. I'm mostly just doing this because I need to make sure before I set the title for this first book that I can make this system work. So we're gonna do family titles maybe? It seems weird to look this up, but we're gonna do it anyway. So I like the idea of aunt and maybe grandmother because those are we're kind of trying to stick to the female terms mostly just because most of these are going to be in reference to Alethea and her mother. But we might change that. So I like the idea of aunt. Everybody's first cousin twice removed. Bard. That'd be getting awful hard to keep track of. We could do niece as well. We could do aunt, niece, and grandmother. That would give us the 3 that we need. Now, where do I put them? That's I do think though, knowing what this one is in reference to, I think niece would go here. Did I spell that right? It's fine. And then we could put aunt here, maybe. And maybe grandmother. Something like that. And then these are basically just descriptor words, so that could be anything, really. I spelled it wrong. I before E, except after C. Or before coffee. Planning. As a lifelong pantser, this is all very confusing. Well, you see, Mustang, what I've learned from indie publishing is that if I just name it any old title, and then I try to make them all match later, it's actually much harder. If you come up with a naming scheme for a book series, you're actually going to have a lot easier time plugging in words. If you look at this now, and I can still slide these around later if I need to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down this structure, and then when I go to name the second book, all I need to come up with is one little word that fits in here, and I've got titles that make sense. And really, if you look at like long-running series, you automatically think of ones that have like similar titles, right? Now I hate to use Harry Potter as an example because we don't like to talk about certain authors on here, but if you look at the naming scheme, it's always Harry Potter and the something, right? Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, they all fit together, right? That's really good for branding. And so what we're doing here is trying to come up with something that's going to make our branding easier in the next place when we start doing covers and we start putting things together. And this is a scheme that I can work with. Probably. You should put that on some author merch. I before E except after see her before coffee. It would make a great shirt and a great mug. Hi, Lomi, how are ya? I'm talking weird right now because someone redeemed an accent. It won't be like this forever. Really good for Brandon, yeah. For Brandon. Well, if you look at my Eternity's Empire series, right, you notice that all the names are the something of something, right? This is the light of eternity, the soul of the earth. And then there's two that don't fit that scheme, but they fit their own scheme. That was on purpose, right? But they fit in right good, right? The last book, the next to last book is The War for Freedom. The last book is The Empire of Eternity. It all fits into that scheme, right? So I'm going to write down this here because this is a good structure. And we're going to go ahead and name that first book Someone's Errant Child because it works really well. And we know that we can make this name and scheme work in the future. I can play with some of these ones that don't seem like they're working. And I can probably fix them later. But I need to make sure before I start penning in that permanent title scheme that we know that it's gonna work. Otherwise, I'm just making my life harder later. Doing okay editing today and need to get it done fast because I have 3 days before the pre-order is locked. I hate those pre-order locks. I think that is actually the most stupid thing. I always realize the night before that I forgot to do a formatting thing. When I released the last book in the Eternity's Empire, I forgot to update the what came before until the day before the book came out, and the paperback had it right, and I had to do an emergency first day release patch on that freaking book just because I couldn't update it the night before because it locks. I think that's the most foolish thing Amazon ever came up with. I get they want you to have your thing in advance, but dang, you know, right? You're putting out a flawed product just because you won't let me do that last minute update. I hate that. So good luck, Lomi. I feel that pain. Sometimes it's hard to get everything in, and for those that don't know, Amazon locks your pre-order. I think it's 4 days ahead of time. So if you're trying to do a pre-order on a book on Amazon, you better have that book ready 4 days beforehand because otherwise they're gonna say no. I get a whole extra week if I could upload it the night before, right? I didn't finish writing the book until yesterday. Holy shit, Lomi. Wow. This is why I upload my pre-orders the week before they come out because I'm terrified I won't finish the book in time if I don't do it that way. Is this the assassin one? Is this the Assassin's Bride that you're working on right now? I saw the cover in your newsletter. That's cojones I don't have. Exactly, Exalfe, exactly. I live with the fear of doing something like that. The joys of writing hard, being able to sneak a Toadville novel under each title and have it be the accepted one. Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it that way. And some authors do. I mean, if you look at The Dark Tower by Stephen King, those titles, they don't have any rhyme or reason, but I've found that it's easier, and especially if you're working with a cover artist. Now, I'll probably do the covers myself for this ones, but if you're working with a cover artist, they like it if that title takes up the same amount of space. I tell ya. So, you have a technical question, Bod? Go for it. We're gonna finish the hat, and we're gonna finish the Southern Belle here, and then I'm gonna go reheat my coffee since I foolishly forgot to turn on my coffee warmer. I'm gonna write these down here, and then we're actually gonna get started on making this outline happen. So we got everyone's child. Ooh, my hat's fallen. Everyone's child titles. I'm trying to write nicely. I don't have good handwriting. You can see my power went out yesterday and I started trying to write down some notes and they is not legible at all there. So don't try to read that. Alright, so we got Someone's Errant Child. I think we've done 5 minutes of the hat and I can't write with it on, so we're just gonna take that off. Sit it over here. I normally don't do a pre-order until I'm finished, but we got sick and then my schedule got wonked up. Oh, Lomi, that sucks. Fortunately, my editor was working on a rolling basis and she was doing each chapter as I got them done. Oh, that's good. Doesn't need a major plot thread. Nice, nice. Oh, that's so good that they were able to edit as you go. I've done that a few times. I find it hard. I like to edit in block chunks, but some authors have really tight schedules. So we got someone's errant child. Each one's. And then we'll just leave a blank in there. Niece. Right, and then we got no one's. Something. Sister. We got anyone's. Something. Aunt. And then we got either one. Something. Grandmother. And we got everyone's something mother. I think that's probably going to end up being something like everyone's celestial mother, something like that, but we can fill that in eventually. And basically, I like to make this form, and then as I'm working on the series, I just fill it in as I go. So usually ahead of time, I have some idea of what I want that title to be, but I can just fiddle with it in the background while I'm working on other stuff. There we go. So we got a title scheme that will work for us. If I did want to publish this thing I'm working on, which I think you should, which is Valentine's related, when should I target its release? If it's a specifically Valentine's story, you probably want to try to put it out in February around Valentine's Day. Some people are really fanatic about that. They put out Christmas stories at Christmas time. October, they put out Halloween stories. I think you can honestly get away with doing it anytime, especially if it's a romance. People read romances all the time, not just in February. But if you really want to target that release, it's probably a good idea to do it around Valentine's Day. That'd give you a good deadline, Bot. If you get it written in a certain amount of time, give yourself some time to edit it, and then you put it out in February. I can help you out with that kind of stuff, Bot, if you want to do that. I'm gonna start talking like me again. I'm gonna pop AFK quick, reheat my coffee since I foolishly was not warming it. I'm actually gonna get rid of that because we have written that down. And we're going to start an outline. And I actually have a template for this. I was kind of thinking since it's Valentine's theme, maybe like beginning of February. Absolutely. Bard, you are gonna do this. I will help you. I will encourage you. I will cheer for you. I will help you get that book ready. And I know right now, currently, I am not the only indie author in this chat as well. And in fact, I believe Lomi is working on a romance novel right now. Beginning of February, because it gives you time to get all your marketing in order. Exactly. we knew what you meant, Lomi. Romance, extra stabbing. I like it. I like a good cheesy romance. I know I said this yesterday. I mean, I like them to be well written, but if there's a little bit of cheese, I don't mind. I have a soft spot for, Now, I probably am not going to have a part one. Just get rid of that. And then... Look at this. I got this nice little... Whoops! I got this nice little template here. It's already got 15 chapters for me. And then I just got to fill in what happens. And then I put the links up here. I started talking like this again. Alright. I don't know if I'm going to name my chapters, but I'll leave this form for now. And I might actually turn on the sprint timer for the first time in ages. while I work on filling some of this in. Working on a YA fantasy novel to be self-published next year. Katya, that's amazing. Please share with us when you publish it. There is our sections where you guys can share links and stuff in the writing section of the Discord, and absolutely want to support other indie authors. Definitely isn't the best thing I've written, but I'm okay with that. It was a lot of fun, and it was one of those story ideas that wouldn't get out of my way when I was working on epics. I mean, exactly. Not everything is going to be your opus, right? I certainly have things that I've written for fun. Some of them get published under another name, but it is as it goes. At this point, I have no idea if it will be good enough to be published. Bard, if you're not going to write the phrase "her magical love doors" in it, it's worthy of being published. And you know what that's in reference to. All right, I'm actually going to do a quick BRB. And then I'll do some actual work. I'm way late on starting what feels like actual work, but I swear all of this has been productive. So I will be back. Wait. The bar moved. We were at 46 something and now we're at 500. Did somebody donate to the chair thing? Bard, was it you? Her magical life-giving door, right? To whoever donated to the chair drive, thank you. I'm very sorry that I didn't notice, because it goes to Ghost's thing, so his alerts pop up and mine don't, but I can see that the bar moved. Bard, oh my gosh, you're like single-handedly buying us these chairs. If it was you, thank you. If it wasn't you, thank you to whoever it was. We are going to buy them at the same time. That's why you'll notice that the reward goals go quite high. We're trying to raise money for 2 chairs because we are both in equal need. And we're hopefully going to get like custom chairs this time. So actual ergonomic, like designed for each of our needs thing. So we have unlocked for sure the 12-hour writing stream. I will be doing, it's probably going to be in November because nano time. But we will be working on that 12-hour divorce court stream now, where Ghost and I will start with eating brunch and just keep going for 12 hours doing other things. Got a new ergonomic chair. My husband found it in the garbage somewhere. Holy shit, who throws those away? They're so fucking expensive. All right, these will be on the BRB screen as well. I will BRB and we'll get some proper wordsing done here. I've returned. Near as we could figure, nothing was wrong with it aside from boogers on the underside of the seat. We wiped those off with bleach. I can imagine you gave it a thorough wash. Hate to see it, but sometimes we just put stuff we don't need out for free because we just don't want to deal with commerce with another human. I get that, Exiled Fae. We've actually done that a couple times as well. My dad once tried to get rid of a refrigerator by putting it on the curb with a sign that said free works. Because he didn't want the hassle, nobody took it. He later changed the sign to say works $50 and it was stolen within 15 minutes. I mean, human brains, right? Angel Faye, hello. Tiberian, hello. How are you, friends? An important lesson: when you offer something for free, product, services, people don't value it. They believe the value of something is what it costs. Exactly. And I mean, there's been a lot of discussion about this in the indie world too. I mean, it's very common to put your books out for free from time to time. And I do that as well to get, you know, sales moving again. But sometimes you want to be aware that, like, you don't want all of your books to be 99 cents. You want people to know that you value the time that you spent working on something, so that they will value purchasing it as well. Writing chapter 16, Angel Faye, that's awesome. We're actually going to turn on the sprint timer here, I think, because I've been trying to think about the best way to do this. While I've been doing the characters and world building, I've been sort of talking it out and then writing it down. But I think what the best thing to do in this case might be is to just do the 20-minute sprint timer. Just let me dump a bunch of my ideas into scenes, like scene outlines, and then talk about it during the breaks. Because this is the sort of thing where I think if I stop to talk about it too much, I'm going to trip over myself. So normally when I do my outlines, I just kind of idea dump all over the place, and then organize it later. So I've already kind of started doing that because my power went out yesterday. I have some handwritten notes here. And I'll just kind of go from there. So we haven't done writing sprints in a while, but I think we're going to do it now. I will be a bit quieter during the sprints. I don't always read chat while I am actually trying to get some writing done. But if I miss anything, I'll try to catch it during the break. Selling all my books for 69 cents? Do it, Bard. Do it. Don't do it, but do it. Make sure a couple of them have like a 1 or a 2 in front of the 69. Great, thanks for asking. At work was taking a mental break and saw you were streaming again. Well, nice. I'm glad I could be there during your break. If you put too low a price, you get less sales, not more. Exactly, because people think it's not worth it. There's a whole, you can read up on this in various places, but there's a whole psychology behind pricing, such as why we price at $2.99 instead of $3. And like all this kind of stuff, like people have done all this research. There's information about it. All right, shall we do a writing sprint and see what comes out of my head? All right. Spelling her name right. I gotta learn to spell my characters' names now. Elayyth. I did it! you want people to read what you're writing, perhaps show a video loop or something else? I mean, again, Tiberian, I don't, lots of writers don't even actually show what they're writing. It's more so that you can see that words are appearing than about reading what they are. I'm going to be reading this out when I'm finished writing it for the first half. But sometimes I don't even, sometimes I actually just put the words here, and we'll be switching to this view probably halfway through because I'm going to be publishing these novels, so I don't necessarily want it to be all readable. Is my video quality not at 1080 for some reason? Is it stuck at a lower quality? Because I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed any of my settings. I did check and see if there's a zoom function in OneNote, but there just isn't. It's set at 1080. It's showing at 1080? Okay, because I know before it got stuck at a lower aspect ratio. Kai, thank you for the stretch. Peter, hello. Sometimes I feel like my life is not at 1080. I feel you. Yeah, I think it just comes down to your comfort level, Tiberian. I mean, as far as I know, no one else has told me that they're having difficulty reading the screen. Do you guys... is it easier to read on Word? Is it just OneNote? Because usually... whoops. I'm just gonna flash this up very briefly on the screen, but just tell me if this is easier to read, Tiberian? Is it just this specific program that is causing problems? I'm doing pretty good, Peter. How are you? Old and watching on my laptop. I wonder what it would look like on my phone. Honestly, the last time Squanchy had helped me through getting the text more readable, and this is just the first time it's come up. So I'm not trying to ignore you or dismiss you or anything, Tiberian. I'm wondering if it's because I don't usually use this program. If I was in Word, I could just zoom in, but there's no zoom function on this old-ass version of OneNote. Theater mode, which should make the actual video portion larger. That's true. Bunny spank, Collie, what? That's right, I noticed you, Pie. I always notice you, because I like having you lurk with me. I missed a follow. Michael J. Valent, thank you. I think I was AFK. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Please feel free to say hey. And let us know what you're up to if you'd like. Why, I see you. Hello, how are you, my friend? No worries, Tiberian. How can you know if you don't ask questions? You're 100%. Was it easier when I flashed up the Word? Was it easier to read that? Because I'm wondering if it's just the sizing and the screen like format is different in OneNote. If it's just with OneNote, I won't worry about it too much because we're only going to be using this program for another couple of days. But if it's also hard to read when I'm working in Word, I will just hit the zoom on Word because Word has a zoom function that I can use. Working right now, been lurking in the back. I hope work is going well for you. Why? As far as learning for your own future streams, it's really a matter of personal preference. Exactly. Some people show their words, some just show their keyboards. I'm thinking of getting one of those keyboard mapping programs as well, since I am getting increasingly into territory where I have to hide my words. But for this, I mostly just want you guys to be able to see my organization process. Not necessarily exactly what I'm writing down, but just sort of how I organize it, if that makes sense. The words are a little small in regular mode, but readable in theater mode. Good to know. Yeah, I can't, unfortunately, I scoured this program last night after stream and there's only a print preview function. There's not an actual zoom. But when I switch back to Word in a couple of days, which tomorrow we're going to be writing in Word as well. So it'll give you, if you're around tomorrow morning, Tiberian, you'll be able to help me determine better if it's just the program. But if it was in Word, it just has a slider, right? So I can just zoom in on Word. The program I was using today at Super Safe researched pretty hard for the keystroke sounds. I think you guys can probably hear my keystroke sounds pretty well, because I have a mechanical keyboard. I know some writers have a thing that appears on screen that actually shows what letters you're typing. I think that would be cool to have. But feel free to share the program you're using in the Discord if you want, Mustang, because I know some people would really like that. Don't mind me spending all this time moving things around. I'm very picky about my formatting. Moose, hello! Things are great. How are you? We're outlining a brand new novel today. No worries, Moose. No worries. If I ever do another writing stream, I want to get a virtual keyboard rather than showing my words. Yeah, lots of writers do that, actually. And I'm thinking of switching to something like that because it would fit really well in that central portion. And I'm at the point in some of my series where there's so many spoilers happening. I actually am still fairly new to this as well. I've only been doing it since last November, so I am also still learning. And I think when I started too, I felt really obligated to show my words on screen, but now I'm sort of learning that it's not necessarily necessary. Again. Jaolyn. I just said promotion, promotion instead of promotion. This is the kind of morning it is. English is a lie. It's so true. English is such a mishmash of so many other languages, like stolen rules. It's a Frankenstein language. Needs more tired. Oops. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. I keep accidentally hitting the scroll wheel. I'm not trying to give everyone motion sickness. English is a train wreck in slow motion and we are all lollygaggers. It is true. Virtual keyboard, nice idea. So the not showing is mostly to not ruin spoilers. Exactly, Tiberian. And I started out always showing what I was writing, but I realized that that means that I just can't stream on certain days unless I hide the words. So I am thinking of switching my setup and only sometimes showing my words. Like I said, sometimes the words are up here where I am and I'm just big. But I wanted you guys to be able to see my organization schedule, or system, even if not like able to read everything that's on the screen. But I do appreciate you mentioning that something like that you couldn't see something, because some people will watch a whole stream and like the sound will be weird or the visuals will be off and they just won't say anything. So I do appreciate that. That gives me a chance to sit down and say, okay, like what do I want to be visible? What do I think is the most important like aesthetic on the screen? So even if I can't fix it now, it will improve my streams later. So I do appreciate the conversation, absolutely. right, so I got through the first 4 chapters during that sprint. I have no idea what I would personally choose. I probably would show what I'm typing. The main thought, though, was if I do show what I'm typing, it should be really easy to read. Yeah, some people actually just make it really small. Like, I know on Coffee's streams, I think she does something similar to this, but hers is about half the size so that you can see words are happening, but you can't necessarily read them. But if she wants something to be readable, she makes it bigger. Then I might make it very small. If I don't want it to be readable, I might make it small so you can see the cursor move, but not legible. Yeah, normally if I don't want people to read it, I hide it up in here. But I want you guys to at least be able to see, like, the partitioning of the document, if that makes sense. I'm doomed. You will only ever hear my words but not see them. Hey, that's fine, Mustang. Like, to each their own preference. I can use Word or Google Docs to zoom appropriately. Exactly. Yeah, I'm not even using the most recent version of OneNote because I don't like how it looks. I'm using the old as sin 2007 version. So it's entirely possible that the new version has better features, but I just like the way this looks, and I'm very, very picky about how my organizational document looks. It's just a personal preference. But since I'm only going to be using this for, after today, we're only going to be doing 2 more streaming sessions using this program. I'd rather wait until I switch back to Word and troubleshoot there, just because that's a more long-term thing and this is just kind of short-term. I don't like the pressure of having other people reading what I'm writing. I feel that, Bard. I get very self-conscious about writing, and having someone watch while it's happening is more nerve-wracking than sitting on stage naked. I feel you. Because you are, and, like, then they can see every mistake you make and every misspelling you make. English is the least language and most weird throw-up of letters. It is! Oh my goodness. Organization structures are very interesting. Different ones work for different people. Like what you did to prep yourself for this work. Like finding names up front and delving into concepts for wizards. Thought you were prepping for a D&D campaign. Yeah! No, totally. And I've just sort of learned that a certain amount of preparation ahead of time saves me time later. I think Mustang was saying lifelong pantser. I used to do the same thing, but then when I got to my editing, it would take so long to edit a novel. And I don't necessarily marry myself to my outline. What we're writing today is going to guide me through the novel creation process. But there's a lot of blanks and there's a lot of figure this out later sort of things so that I can sort of do whatever I want when I'm writing and sort of explore and learn the story as I go. And then that way I have sort of the best of both worlds. I have some preparation, I have some grounding in what I'm doing, but I'm not necessarily locked into something that I might not actually like later. If you stream writing but don't want to stream what you're writing, but people stream themselves sleeping, I honestly never even thought people would watch me stream my writing streams. I am extremely gratified and grateful that each and every one of you are here right now talking to me, troubleshooting with me, like shooting the shit with me, because I thought that what I do is so boring that people wouldn't even want to be around. But I've learned that writers like to be in groups. We gravitate towards each other. We like to know that other people are doing the same things we're doing. So I keep doing this because that's what I'm here for. My wife, the book editor, cannot show what she's typing because she's editing other people's books and there's usually NDAs. That makes tons of sense, Moose. Absolutely. So her streams are productivity, but show her face to chat. Yeah. Yeah. And I know Element Eds does the same thing. She often edits other people's work on stream too, and she hides it when she's editing something that can't be shown because it was written by someone else. I've never done streams of me editing other people's work, only my own. But again, like, it's the important thing is to be together, I think, to be connecting. Aesthetic and organization features. Yes, aesthetic and organization are much, much more important than features to me. If it ain't pretty, nope. I like co-working sprinting aspect because it helps me focus on working on a project for specific windows of time. When you're sitting there with people expecting you to work in a timer on, there is a certain amount of I better work now that kicks in for sure. I don't necessarily want people in general to read what I'm writing until I have a chance to polish it. That's fair. That was one of the most nerve-wracking aspects for me as well when I first started streaming, was like, oh my god, people are going to see how shit my work actually is. But I've learned that most people don't try to read it, except for Woof. Woof reads everything and complains if I scroll too fast. As someone who's already super self-conscious about my writing in the first place, feeling like every mistake or weird phrasing or whatever is on display amplifies that. Yeah, and I get it. I totally get it. I think to some extent I've learned to just push all that stuff to the back of my head and just keep going. But it takes time. It takes so much time. Janine, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? We're talking about writing streams, organization, writing self-consciousness, all that kind of stuff. I don't count something as readable first draft till after the second draft is done. Oh yeah, Mustang. No one usually gets to read anything I've written until after I've edited it to within an inch of its life. I was shocked 6 people showed up today to work along with me. Nice! Mustang, that's awesome. Yeah, I would have come earlier, except I had basically just rolled out of bed when I came into your stream. Makes sense. The key is using streaming to help you write. Exactly. And it took me a long time. Like, I was very hesitant about doing writing streams until a bunch of people said to me, don't think of it as like you're broadcasting yourself writing. You are running a write along. You're doing a write-in. You're basically having a virtual seminar that other writers can attend and do their work in. And it really clicked for me. I think it was Sable Aradia who told me that. And it really clicked for me. I was like, that makes so much sense. And when I was first starting writing, Twitch was mostly just for games, and like it was basically just a distraction, but I would have given anything 10 years ago to have streams like this where I could just chill out in the chat and be encouraged to get work done. So if I can do that for another writer, totally. And I will say, I might troubleshoot this a little bit for the future as well, but because the past couple days have mostly been about showing my process, right? Showing how I create a world, showing how I create characters, and how I create an outline for a novel before I actually start writing, just because people have expressed an interest in seeing that kind of stuff. Another thing I always assumed people wouldn't care about, but people do, so it's cool. I hate how rigid writing tips advice is. My advice is always find what works for you, and what works for me isn't necessarily, like, I know I'm putting my process on display, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone, right? Mustang was saying lifelong pantser. What I'm doing right now would probably be horrific for him. So if it doesn't work for you, don't do it, right? And if it does work for you, then great. I need like 3 to 5 trusted people to read, critique stuff I write so that I can edit, polish before anything I write is ready for more people to read. But you have to finish something before you can get to the 3 to 5 trusted critique reads, though, Bard. That's the thing. They tell you that you must outline to a totally detailed level and then write sloppy, but at the same time write lyrical. No, I say do whatever works for you. If having an outline works for you, have one. It works for me. I do it. If not having an outline works for you, that doesn't work for me, but cool, great, jump right in. Won't lie, it's pretty scary. I think the idea, and I've ranted about this on streams so many times, the idea that there's a one-size-fits-all process for writing is bullshit. Like, you have to find what works for you, and you have to do it your way. Otherwise, you're just going to kill yourself trying to cram yourself into someone else's box. And if it's not working for you and you just keep pounding your head against it, I mean, yes, to some extent in writing, you do have to push through. There's a point where you have to sit down, put your butt in the chair and do the work and find a way to do the work. Otherwise, things won't get done. But if you are banging your head against something and it's going nowhere, you've tried that. Feel free to try something else. Feel free to find something that works for you, right? I like seeing what works for others. Sometimes it just needs a tweak or so to work for me. Exactly, Exiled Fae. That's one of the reasons I have these conversations and do these streams is like, I figured all this stuff out the hard way, but if it helps somebody else even just a little bit, I outline in retrospect. I outline what I haven't written yet. My brain thinks it's already done and won't write at all. If I outline what I haven't written yet, my brain thinks it's already done. Yeah, I do that too though. I do a very sketchy outline for my first draft, and then I write my first draft, and I actually go back and update my outline to match what I wrote, because half the time I veer off course, right? There are a lot of good advice tips out there, and most say there's no right way. It's all about each person. You have to find what works for you. Could just type what Striker's saying. Yeah, I mean, totally, though. You're not wrong, Tiberian. You're absolutely right. It's all about finding your own way. I love seeing other writers' processes, so thanks. Oh, thanks, Michael J. Valiant. Everybody is so different, and seeing that is freeing. Just pick out what you like from everybody's process. Exactly. And my process is a hodgepodge of things that made sense to me that other people said. Like, it's not entirely original to me either. I was talking about all of the short flash fiction I've written. Obviously, I haven't finished anything longer yet, but I assume I will feel the same way as I do about the shorter stuff. Yeah, well, and we talked about that too, Bard. We talked about how you can basically just string a bunch of flash fiction together in order to create something larger if that's what works for your brain. I'm glad I found those later. The ones I found first were so you have to do it this way or else. A lot seems to be geared toward neurotypical types. I felt that way in the beginning too, Janine. And honestly, the most freeing thing I did was throw out everyone else's advice and just do what I wanted to do. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to say, I don't need someone else's approval. I'm just going to jump in head first. I think part of the fun for me is in writing is discovering the story. Yes. But like I was saying earlier, I try to write my outlines in a way that I have a guide, but I still can discover the story as I go. I need a little bit of a road to walk, but if I want to veer off course down that dark forest, I want to be able to do that too. So for me, it's this sort of in-between space. I wonder how many people would get the sweats at the idea I can jump projects on a whim and still produce. I get the sweats from that Mustang. I do work on 2 projects at a time, but usually, like, I have a hard break in between. So, like, I do something in the morning, I eat lunch, I do something in the afternoon. Or I do something one day and I do something next day. I don't think I could switch in 5 minutes. Like, that would screw me up. Pay attention to yourself, because some things will work and some things won't. But if you're not paying attention, you'll likely keep doing the things that don't work. That is so important, Tiberian. That is absolutely. And I was just reading a blog post this morning that was saying what you need to do is test different things, right? Test your productivity in the morning. Test your productivity in the afternoon. Find the time and the thing that is productive for you. And if you're paying attention to yourself, if you're keeping track of what works and what doesn't, drop the things that don't work and hone in on the things that do, right? So important. When you notice what works, make a note to self. Exactly. And plan around that thing instead. I like to have plot points to hit, but it's flexible. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know in my work in progress, there's a royal ball and an invasion, and who is involved? That sounds awesome, by the way. I'm envious of that. Once I switch projects, the old one is dead to me. All right, so I promised I would tell you guys what's going on in this, and then we will do another sprint so I can fill in some more. Chapter 1 has 2 scenes. The first scene, as we have discussed, I have a very vivid image of how this book starts. We start with Olayeth, our main character. She's walking down a street. She's wounded. She's breathing heavily, but she's struggling to make progress. This is a village. All the villagers have come out to the street. They're staring at her. They're murmuring. They're watching this unfold. And we have 2 shadowy, like, cloaked figures that are standing off to one side talking about what's happening. One is Ciri, one of our other main characters, who is narrating this scene. And one is one of her mentors. Her mentor points out that all of these people are aware of this woman and of her suffering, but everyone is afraid to get involved, and therefore no one helps her. Ciri believes that this is because she is an unwanted child, an orphan. She doesn't belong to anyone. But her mentor points out that she is actually the child of everyone's mother, the creator goddess who disappeared many years ago, according to legend, and who will fulfill a prophecy that will change the world. So, in effect, this woman is everyone's child, everyone's concern, but everyone is afraid of what will happen, and therefore no one acts. End of first scene. This is basically introducing the concept and introducing the world that we're going to be playing with. We then switch scenes to Alethea. We are in her head now. We feel her suffering. We feel her struggle as she's walking down the street. She's fighting against magic, which is trying to pull her away from this journey that she's been on. And we might see flashes of this journey or flashes of its import as she's struggling to escape this tug, this pull, and continue on. But she's too tired. She has no assistance. She's doing this alone. She's been doing this alone for a long time. And eventually she falls to one knee and vanishes as she gives into this teleportation spell. That's our first chapter. Chapter 2 switches to somewhere else in the world. I'm not entirely sure where this will be or what exactly is going on in this scene. There's a lot of sketchy notes in this one. But this is our introduction to Jalen, who is the third major player in this novel. He has been searching for something, but he has lost the trail. It has gone suddenly cold. This is a failure for him. This is frustrating. And as we talked about, Jalen has been touched by he's been infected by some kind of ancient shadow magic, which is not entirely under his control. So as his frustration mounts, we see some of these traumatic flashes of his past. We get this sense that there is something more going on here. There is something that is outside of his control, and he has to clamp down on this because he is among people. He is in a place where he would do something dangerous and pretty much out his secret if he doesn't keep a tight rein on this. And he eventually determines that he essentially has to go back to the Mage Council, report his failure, and see what fate awaits him. Chapter 3, we return to Alethea. She is appearing before said same Mage Council. They drew her to their domain with a teleportation spell. This is what she was fighting at the beginning of the story. They are confronting her about what she is doing, about how it fits in with their plans, because they're supposed to be in charge of magic here. They are trying to basically bring her in line, make her do things their way, but she is having none of it. She's in a temper. They have ruined months of her plans. Everything that she has been trying to do, everything that sort of her whole life has been moving towards, they have just sort of derailed everything. And so it devolves into a shouting match. Nobody gets anywhere. And at last the mages are like, you know what? Just put her in prison until she's willing to be reasonable. And then we switch back to Ciri, who we haven't seen since the first scene in the book. We get a sense for where she lives. She is in a ordered compound, an isolated place. Everything here is efficient. Everything here is about getting work done. There's not a lot of conversation among peers or even regard towards each other until Ciri is approached by one of her superiors and told that she has been essentially chosen to test for a promotion. She is going to have a chance to fulfill her potential, to move. She is a goddess in training, and she is having a chance to move closer to being part of the godhead. And so she agrees. She is taken to the place, and then we see another scene where Ciri has essentially been given a quest to find a dangerous magical object and to prevent it from being used by the wrong person, because there is an ultimate outcome that she is supposed to guide and protect, and this is part of her job. So she uses powerful magic to blend in with her surroundings, to follow this man through entertainment, through a tavern, into eventually what is essentially their version of a bank, where he puts this dangerous magical object into their equivalent of a safety deposit box. She waits until he leaves, steals the object, and then we see the world melt around her. We realize that this was an illusion, a sort of magical simulation, and she has passed her test. And that's as far as I got during the first sprint. That's the first 4 chapters of this novel. You can start to see how things are playing out, how each character sort of has their own goal or agenda that they are working towards. And eventually we're going to weave these threads together to form our main plot. I'm going to blow my nose quickly, and then we're going to do another sprint. Tiberian, thank you for the lurk. I hope work goes well for you. One nano, I was writing with people and they were like, what are you doing? I had veered off mid-script to write a chapter for a different book and then continue on the current project. Hey, if your brain works that way and you can get things done that way, go for it. I don't usually allow myself to stop and like work on another project to that extent, but I have like stopped mid-scene to write like a note about another project or to write down an idea or, sometimes you just got to go where the plot bunnies lead you, right? It happens. All right. Let's do another sprint and then we'll have another break. Oh, Moose, thank you for checking out my books. So you might notice if you're trying to read this, I'm putting a bunch of questions in here, right? So I'm basically saying event happens, and then I have a note for myself that says, how does this happen? And what are the results of this happening? Because I haven't decided that yet. I know that this event happens. I know that there's a jailbreak. How do they get out of this cell? How many other prisoners get out? I don't know that yet. I'm going to decide that when I'm writing. But for now, I'm just saying this happens, and then I'm making a note to myself saying you need to figure out how this happens. My wife would know, but I don't recall what the answer was. If I was to buy one on Amazon, do you get a better cut from Kindle or paperback? I do get a better cut from the paperbacks because they're more expensive. It's not so different from if you purchase the digital books, though. I'll get much less if you read on Kindle Unlimited. So basically, it's about half the amount of what I get for sale if you read the entire book on Kindle Unlimited. I get slightly, ever so slightly more for the paperbacks, depending on which ones they are. If you buy one of the big series paperbacks, like the SOS book, the big 700-page tabletop book, it's much more expensive, so I get considerably more than I get for like a digital sale. But if you're buying the individual paperbacks of the Celestial Serenade, it's only slightly more. So, but please feel free to buy whatever works best for you, right? If digital books are just like more easy and you like them better, please don't feel bad about buying them. I'd rather the physicals anyway. Moose, I feel you. I have so many. Actually, hang on, let me go out of frame a second. I finally got some copies of my own books. Ow! Oh god, I just slammed my bad foot against my desk. That's not gonna help. I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's how I hurt my foot in the first place. Just whacked it. Anyway, look at these pretty books. It took me so long to get copies of my own books, but they finally came. I'm so happy. I like this cover in particular. I'm so happy with it. And I do the matte covers, so they're nice and soft. Neo, happy birthday! Welcome, welcome. How are you? Happy birthday, my friend. I was hoping you would show up. We were forewarned. We were forewarned about your birthday. Off to get the munchkin, so close to being halfway done. Fingers and toes crossed for you, Lomi. Good luck getting that deadline. I'll be back tomorrow around this time too, if you need another boost. And good luck with the munchkin. I hope she had a good day. Hello, Neo. I remembered it was your birthday without anyone reminding me. That's Chagraz for you. I really hurt my foot. Ow! I did it again. What the hell? Why am I so bad at where objects are? It's not like they move. It's not like my desk has moved. I'm doing pretty good aside from slamming my foot into everything. We're outlining a new novel today. How are things going for you, Neo? How goes the job? How goes working from home? Oh, look at those cute happy birthday bees! I'm very happy. I love working from home. I'm so glad, Neo. You worked so hard. You deserve to at least be comfortable while you're doing it. AB Moo, thanks. Oh, Neo, we love you. So many nice people. For some reason, I had to pass a test before, an IQ test in English. I never did it before. You had to do an IQ test in English? Why would they make you do it in English? Which series of books is the one to start with? Moose, do you like sci-fi or fantasy better? That will let me answer that question for you. Also, no worries about interrupting. I sometimes just won't answer during sprints. If fantasy is what you're after, check out Dreamers Do Lie. That is my high fantasy reimagining of Dante's Inferno. That's a 2-book series there, Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream. There's no digital, or there's no physical box set for that one, because that was my first time working with my cover artist, so there's only a digital box set for that one. But those books are gorgeous. Molly Phipps, my amazing cover artist, did the covers for those. This was my first time working with her. And if you like magical girl style things, check out Eternity's Empire. It's a little bit more space opera-y, but it's very heavily inspired by Sailor Moon and mythology. So if any of those things sound interesting to you, those are the 2 places I would look. I'll read both, but always prefer fantasy. Yeah, the this one, The Celestial Serenade, is space opera. So there's much less fantasy elements involved in that one. But definitely there's lots of magic and that kind of stuff in Dreamers Do Lie and Light of Eternity. Got eaten by the ad monster! No, I will repeat it. If you're looking for fantasy, check out Dreamers Do Lie and Life is But a Dream, that duology there. That's my high fantasy reimagining of Dante's Inferno. And if you like things like Sailor Moon and mythology, check out The Light of Eternity, the Eternity's Empire saga there. It's a little bit more space opera-y, but it's definitely got a lot of magic and fantasy and mythology basis to it. And then this one, The Celestial Serenade, is more sci-fi. It's my baby, but it's more sci-fi for sure. I was very nervous to know my results. Translating English to French. I mean, it seems weird that they would make you take an IQ test in not your first language, but I'm glad it went well. Thank you, Moose. Thanks for your interest in those. You'd probably like the series I'm working on right now, the Aravalia Chronicles, but they're not out yet. So you'll have to wait on those. It does sound really strange. Like a competency test sounds like it would have been more reasonable, but it sounds like you did well, Neo, so that's the most important thing. is this not staying at the right font size? Please. So I'm not quite to the halfway point of the book. I think I have 2 or 3 more scenes to fit in before that. But we did get the next 4 chapters. So after Elaith is arrested, after she's put in jail, Jalen also arrives at the Mage Council's prison. We're not exactly sure how. It's an independent reason, something to do with his recent failure. And, I'm gonna stretch for free here. And he is somewhat surprised but gratified to find Elaith in a cell near him. It seems that he was looking for her, potentially, and now he is very relieved to have found her. During the time in between patrols, he chats her up, he tries to connect with her. He suggests to her that he can get her out of her cell if she can get him out of Dodge, essentially. And it takes some time, but eventually the deal is struck. We have chapter 6. There's a jailbreak. Like I said, I have several questions to myself here. How do they get out? How many other prisoners get out? It kind of makes sense to just have massive jailbreak chaos that the 2 of them can escape into rather than just the 2 of them trying to escape and slip away. So details of that forthcoming. And Jalen basically wants to flee the city right away, but Elaith is like, nah, these people did me dirty. And she just marches into the city and starts lighting things on fire with her magic. Just fireballs everywhere. We see Elaith in the midst of her fury, so this is like a mid-action scene change so that we can switch perspectives. We see her just wanting to burn the world down, and Jaelith talks her down, convinces her that she is punishing innocent people along with the guilty parties, and he convinces her that he is genuinely concerned that they will both end up back in jail if they don't get the hell out. And so reluctantly, they flee the scene of the crime while the mages are dealing with other chaos. We see Ciri again. We switch back to her. It's not yet clear how she relates to the other stories. She is flush with the success that she has recently had. She is called to a ceremony with her peers because one of her fellow initiates is being ascended to godhood, which is essentially what everyone in the Watchers, the organization she works for, is hoping for. We witness the ceremony of someone being essentially freed of their physical form and becoming a being of pure light and energy. Ciri reflects on how this is what she hopes will happen to her one day, and all she has to do is complete her task, which is adjacent to Elaith. This is sort of where we'll get our tie-in, like the assignment that she's been given. And then we see Elaith and Jalen again. They've finally escaped the Mage Council. They have finally settled down to rest. They are hidden. They are safe. Elaith says this is the time for us to part ways. She has failed her pilgrimage. She has to start over from the beginning. She knows this. She accepts this, but she believes that she must do it alone. Jalen reminds her that they pledged that they would help each other. She thinks that the time of this has come to an end, but Jalen is insistent. And again, somewhat reluctantly, when she reflects on the fact that she has already failed this task on her own once, she accepts Jalen as a traveling companion as long as he will stay out of her way and allow her to do what needs to be done, and he agrees. The 2 of them travel to the Place of Great Purpose, which I haven't defined yet. That's something we're going to do next week. where Aleith begins again her holy pilgrimage to fulfill this prophecy that has been written about her. And meanwhile, as Jaelin is staying out of her way, watching this unfold, fulfilling his promise, he too realizes that there is a purpose that he is driven to, possibly not a divine one, but he will undertake his own journey, his own pilgrimage to fulfill this task of getting rid of whatever this dark thing is inside of him. And we probably will have caught more flashes of it as all of this other stuff is going on. He wants to get rid of it no matter what it takes, and so the journey is started. Chapter 9, which I didn't get to fully sort of expand on here, is that the journey between the two of them begins. They go to a place called, tentatively, the Starlight Cliffs. These are very, very high, flat bluffs, like sort of mountain, but then flat on the top. Something that doesn't quite exist in our worlds, as I'm imagining it, and they're very, very close to the night sky, and they essentially cleanse themselves in the starlight, sort of this divine cleansing, the beginning of their journey, in order to move forward. I apparently have a missed call. And a voicemail. And then, sorry, that was a text from Ghost. They bathe in the starlight to cleanse themselves, and then they eventually, in the next scene, which I haven't started outlining yet, they come to a very deep cavern. And we talked about the last time how in the schools of magic there are rituals and there are places where people will go in order to charge their sources. And so each of these places that they are visiting are tied to these sources, to certain types of magic. And so after they leave the Bluff of Starlight, they descend into a deep, dark cave. And it's while they're in this cave that we hit the midpoint of the novel, because she encounters 3 sleeping entities, 3 sleeping knights, our friends that we have also created character bios for, and her journey changes significantly once they are awakened. I'm going to take a break here and go have a quick bio break, refresh my coffee, and we will continue working on the outline. Sorry, I'm just texting Ghost because there was supposed to be a barbecue at his school today, but he doesn't want to go. But that's fine because I was planning to make dinner anyway. I have the results of my IQ test. Neo, let us know. I don't know if it will mean anything to me, but let us know. Since going hardcore back into D&D, I much more lean towards fantasy, but I will just about anything that exists in space or magic words. Yes, you would definitely like Celestial Serenade as well then. Thank you so much, JN3 Storyteller. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If there's a specific way to pronounce your name, let me know. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you, my friend? We're just about to take a quick break, but first we will welcome you and do a shout out. Horror Queen, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Hello from Texas. Hello from Canada, my friend. How are you? What were you working on today? Tabletop RPGs. Were you preparing or were you playing? Jay works just fine. Good to know. And hello from Arizona. Well, hello, Horror Queen. How are you? I think I missed a few other things in chat while I was yammering on there. Apparently I'll speak with English people, translating English to French. Interesting. We are actually just outlining a brand new novel that I'm planning to to start writing. That was a weird sentence as it came out. I'm hoping to start writing this in a couple weeks. I'm getting towards the point where I won't be talking anymore about the plot out loud. I might start hiding the words so that spoilers don't happen. But we're about to hit the midpoint turn. I do a sort of rough outline and allow myself to basically change it as I go when I write. So we're basically just getting a roadmap put together here, and then I will fix it all later. I'm about to take a quick bio break because it has been about, I think, like an hour and a half since I stepped away from the computer. And my husband is texting me about dinner plans. Spoilies forever. No, see, I can't spoil the ending or you guys won't buy the book when it comes out. Maybe you would. Maybe if you watched me write the whole thing, you would still buy it. But I gotta keep some surprises for you guys. My IQ is 145. I don't know how you can put numbers on intelligence, but okay. I mean, that's kind of how the IQ works, I guess. I've never done an IQ test. Creating a new kind of random encounter table. That sounds amazing, and my husband would be totally into that. So were you basically like determining what would happen at certain rolls? That sounds so awesome. I don't understand why it was important. I don't either, Neo. Like, again, I think just a English to French competency test would have made more sense. I guess they just wanted to make sure that you can speak both English and French. But you can. You speak English very well. I have to get dinner started as well. Enjoy your dinner. Jay, thank you so much for stopping by. I will be sure to hop over and follow you because I don't think I'm following you yet. And for anyone who's sticking around, we'll be doing some more writing sprints after the break. I have returned. I see that there is, and I see that we're going to be talking like this again for a little while. And we've got the hat, the glasses, and the ears for Neil's birthday. Happy birthday, Neil. Let's see if we can get this. This is always an interesting endeavor, getting all these things on my head. So first, I gotta whack myself in the face, apparently. Did I miss anything while I was AFK? Oh my goodness, Jay, those are such cute emotes. Alright, let's start with the ears. As always. Get them situated on my head. Get the earphones out of the way there. Alright, just need another inch there so that you can properly see everything. It's still cutting off a little bit. Hang on there. Alright, then we gotta get this hat situated. I think what we usually do is put one of the ears up higher than the other one. And get Jack Skellington in there, and then we get my real, actual prescription glasses that I'm supposed to wear. Look at that. Look at that. Neil, happy birthday. This is the accent that you redeemed, my friend. This is what it sounds like. It's very exaggerated. It's not a real Southern accent. This is what you would expect to hear in like an old Civil War movie. That's what we're going for here. This is the accent that I used when we played Sucker for Love. This is the accent that I used for The King in Yellow. Missy. I cannot get this camera angle to work for me today, but there we go. Happy birthday, Neo. We are gonna do a couple more sprints. We're gonna aim for 2 more sprints today. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the very end of this this here outline, and that's okay because I don't entirely know what that. I've got a pretty good idea of the first 75% of this book, but I don't know exactly where it's gonna end yet. So I have that last 25%. If we have to do that on another day, that'll be fine. That'll give me the weekend. Because tomorrow we're going to actually write something on stream. So that'll give me the weekend to figure out what I'm doing. I bought the trilogy of The Hobbit for my birthday. The movies, Neo? Because the book is only 1 book. So unless you mean The Lord of the Rings, which is a trilogy. The movies. Well, enjoy those, Neo. Have you seen those movies before? So there's some really good stuff in those movies. They added a lot extra in, but there's some really good scenes in those movies. For sure. Let's see here. So I like to indicate my percentages here. So this is going to be... This here attack by... Miss Elias, that's going to be our 25% mark of our main story. So we're going to do 25%. That's what we got a label there. I don't do a lot of plot graphing in my first draft, but that's gonna put me at 25% there. And here we're probably gonna have our 25% mark for Siri. Hers is gonna be a bit truncated because she's not gonna be on camera quite as often. So we're gonna possibly have this as our 25% for her. Potentially. I might move that if it seems like it's in the wrong spot later. I just like to have my percent markers there, my major confrontations, and we're going to be moving into the 50% mark here. So I'm going to restart that timer. I have Lord of the Rings, though. Yeah, those Lord of the Rings movies were really good, too. I think we talked about this on Ghost Stream, but they kind of single-handedly saved the fantasy genre for the big screen a bit. All right, friends, let's do another sprint. Let's see how far I can get. I lost all my buttons. There we go. Writing timer. 20 minutes. Bod, I just saw your post on the channel. I will get on that. I will have Ghost help me create that channel in the Discord. I don't know if Leader's still looking. He could probably do it if he was around, but I will get to that. Soup achieved, Exiled Fae. I am making soup tonight. I am making a chicken corn chowder, and I'm going to use a tofu in order to thicken it because I recently learned about this. It's way easier for me as someone who's lactose intolerant. It makes excellent sauces. I just used it last night. It was so great. I'm going to do it today in my soup and see if I can finally get that chowder consistency that I've always been hoping for. And Bob, that is an excellent idea too, that resources channel. We will definitely get that up and running for you. I know I'm a little slow sometimes with the Discord stuff, so don't panic if it takes some time, but we will get on that tonight. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment there. Reading back over my previous notes. Sometimes these things don't go where I want them to go, so I have to play around with them for a few minutes. is gonna be our 50% mark here. Where's the percent? There it is. Now, I'm not entirely sure what happens in Sia's plot yet. It's a little bit more sketchy to me versus what happens with Jalen and Leia. So you notice that I'm just leaving space here. Let me actually scroll down so you can see it. I'm just leaving space here so that I can fill in what happens with that when I have a bit more time to think about it. I'm probably going to try to fill these in a little bit more later today, but you see I just have a thing here that basically indicates I want 2 scenes there in order for the flow of the plot to work. But I've got more of the main plot in my head, so I'm just filling that in a bit more first. My mother got me a book. I was looking for this book everywhere. Couldn't find it. The original copy of a French book written in 1906. I'm not going to try to read that, Neil, because that is going to hurt your ears if I try to speak that French. It's a book about a family. They're victims of segregation and hate. The family must run away, and we follow the daughter who lost her parents, and 20 years later she died, but she never knew that her parents lived in the same street under a new name. The parents have agoraphobia and paranoia because of the segregation. Oh, Neo, that sounds like a very sad book. But I'm glad you found a copy of it. That's great that she was able to find that. We gotta stretch, of course. Pi wants us to stretch while we got all this stuff on. It's just about time to take it off, but we're gonna do the stretch first to please everyone's senses there, and we're gonna have a hydrate. Cheers, Pi. All right. Know how to spell these names here. There's made up names that I'm gonna forget how to spell. just writing them down over here so I have reference. What happened? I leave for 5 minutes and I come back to Mickey Mouse Steampunk Club. These are all individual channel points redeemed that Neo redeemed all as one for his birthday. Actually, I think we're done with this. Unfortunately, Neo, it's been more than 10 minutes, but happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, free in my head. Free in my head. Tiberian, welcome back. The author was a black man living in a white France. You can see the pain is not so fictional. Well, that's why it's important to tell all kinds of stories, Neo, because sometimes we only learn about that kind of pain through other people's stories. Going to work? Neo, good luck. Enjoy work. Don't work too hard. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you enjoy your birthday, or have enjoyed your birthday, since I know it's much later where you are than it is here. Kiki, hello, how are you? What is up? I want this to be a dream, actually. Actually, that should be a new chapter, so I have to go grab some more chapters to add into this. Let's do 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hopefully we won't need more than that. Alright, so you need to come back and fill in some of this stuff with Siri. All right, so I'm doing one of those nice weird mechanical things again, which I'll explain here in a moment, where I've basically written my mechanics into my notes instead of writing my plot. All right. So we stopped last time with Alethea and Jalen on the bluffs, the Starlight Cliffs, a series of high mountains where they cleanse their souls in starlight in order to begin their holy journey. And from there, they descend from the bluffs. We see them travel for a while. We have a bit of a transition scene, which lets us see how these two travel together, not necessarily getting along all the time. And then they descend into a deep, yawning cave, which is the next leg of their journey. We cut to Ciri. We see that she has been preparing for the task that she has been set, which is essentially observing Alethea and preparing to take action at the right moment. But we see more of what happens in the Watcher's compound. We start to get more of a sense of these people and what they're doing and who they are. And for the first time, Ciri notices something that seems off to her. One of her colleagues has undergone ascension and been raised to godhood, but then seems to have disappeared. They haven't joined the council that rules the Watchers, that they remain at 7 members. No one else seems to notice that anything is off, though. I basically have a note here saying Ciri should get into some kind of troubling situation, and we cut away while she's in peril. I don't know what that troubling situation is. I don't know what the peril is going to be, but we want to create high stakes, high tension in that scene and then pull away from it because these are going to be our 50% marks. We cut away to Alethea and Jalen. They are continuing their descent through the cave. They come upon a specific cavern that is well lit and features statues of 3 sleeping knights. These knights were once worshipped as deities but have become guardians of the path that they are on. This is a shrine. Alethea has seen it before. But as they are in the shrine, something odd happens and the statues awaken. The stone crumbles away and these 3 sleeping knights awaken and introduce themselves as fragments of celestial power that have essentially been trapped here. This is our 50% mark. And again, something weird happens. We cut away in the midst of what is going on. We cut back to Ciri. I haven't figured out what's happening here yet. There's going to be some kind of trouble. There's going to be some kind of danger. Ciri is going to have to overcome that problem, and then she's going to have to get back on track. I have less specifics for Ciri's plot for the first book because much of what she's doing happens in the background, and she kind of doesn't come really into focus until later, probably in the second or even the third book. So this I just kind of left space for, right? There are things that are going to happen here. I don't know what they are. Hey, Mustang, welcome back. I don't know what these things are going to be, but I know that they're important and they have to happen, so I've left space for them. And my notes for this, I'm going to go back and fill in some notes here, but they're probably going to be very sketchy, very vague for the moment. And then we cut back to Alethea and Jalen. They have recovered from the shock of these figures awakening. They learn about the 3 sleeping knights, who they are, why they're here, and that they are part of this journey. And one thing that Alethea recognizes is that this did not happen the first time she attempted this pilgrimage. This is new. And she wonders if this is because Jalen is with her. We see another travel scene. We get to know these new characters. We see how they interact with each other. But as they settle down for the night, something happens. There is another initiation. And this is Tetrasil initiating a test, right? Alea's honor needs to be tested. And if she passes the test, Tetrasil will become her guardian. If she fails, Tetrasil will turn on her. This is where I'm going to stop describing out loud what's happening in this novel because we're getting pretty deep into spoiler territory at that point. This is our 75% mark of the book. When Tetrasil essentially initiates this test and Alethea has to face this peril, this is our 75% confrontation. After this, there will be one more major confrontation, and that will be the climax of the book. And that is going to involve another of the knights initiating their test. So I have to do a couple of maintenance things here. We're actually at, it's almost 1:30, so I actually have to go. I'm going to have to go after this and do, I have to put dinner in the crock pot. And I have to eat some lunch and ice my foot again. So I'm going to do a couple of maintenance things here. I need to count out how many scenes I have because I have a schedule for writing this book and I need to know that I can write it in that schedule. So, what I'm probably going to do also, I might jot down a few more notes today. I might actually leave this to finish next stream. We have some world building to do, but we also have a little bit of leeway where we might be able to finish the outline there as well. So I might this afternoon just do some really rough stuff and then finish filling it out the next time we're on stream. So how many scenes do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And I believe I'm trying to fit this into 30. Is that right? Six times 5. Yes, 23. So can I finish this book in 7 more scenes? Let's see. I know. Let me switch. Let me make a few notes for myself in secret. When is next stream? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be streaming at this same time, 10 a.m., hopefully, possibly 10:30, because I have to continue to ice my foot. I'm going to be doing a writing prompt tomorrow, so we're actually going to be writing something. And then next week, I'm not entirely sure what the schedule will be, but next week we're going to finish the world building and outlining for this novel so that the week after I can actually start writing it. But we just did 75% of this novel, essentially, on stream. Let me see. So I have 7 scenes. So we have let's see. I actually think that I can do this, potentially. So I might just have to move. I might just have to move a few things. So what I might do is actually change the order of my Siri interludes to have slightly fewer of them. Crow Legend, hello. What is my typing speed? If I'm really, really focused, I can max out at around 90 words per minute, but I think I average closer to 75 or 80. We'll do this here. This is what I like about OneNote, is I can just sort of slide stuff around. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and then we have 2 more. So that might be 2 scenes, and then we have so for the next one. So that fits pretty perfectly. I have a very, very rough outline for this last little bit. I need to fill in my bits with Siri as well. And there's definitely holes. Doing your first outline will always reveal holes, but I'm pretty happy with the start of this outline. And I'm just going to very quickly make note of some of the places that we need to create for our final world building bit. So we have the Mage Enclave. We know roughly where that is. We have where the Watchers train. We have the Place of Great Purpose. We have the Starlit Bluffs, or the Starlit Cliffs. And we have the cave. And then we have what I'm just going to refer to right now as the meadow. Which is, ooh, I forgot to switch back. Boop. You guys haven't been able to see what I've been typing, but that's okay. I'm basically just making a couple reference places, and then we have the meadow, which is where Skrillex' test takes place. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to fill out, to create, to fill in this world for the first book. Probably I will need to create many more places and some country names and all that kind of stuff in order to make this work. But for now, I want to focus on the places that actually are in the first novel, so that anything else that crops up along the way, I can fill that in between, because I really want to get started writing this novel as soon as possible. So we've got 75% of this book outlined. This is where we have our 70% mark here. Let me just mark it. And I just have that last quarter of the book to fill in, which I will probably chip away at a little bit before next week so that we can finish filling that out. But very rough outline here. It gets rougher as it goes. But I'm really happy with this. I have a really solid grasp of what the first part of the book is going to be like. And I know where my holes are. I know where I need to sort of fill things in a little bit more. I think this is going to fit my writing schedule. I'm really excited about this. But for now, because it's 1:30 where I am and I need to go eat some food, let's see who's streaming so we can do a raid. Oh, Sable's around. might drop in on her because she rated me yesterday, but I think it's been a while since I rated her. We have a couple people. Mustang, are you hanging out? If you are, let me know so I can shout out some writers for you to follow. Maybe we'll shout them out either way. I'll actually just see if I can get this to show up on stream. Hang on. So a couple of people to shout out. Supernatural, hello, how are you? We're just about to wrap up for the day. Supernatural is one of the people we're about to shout out. So, we have Travis Writing Tavern. Awesome older gent who does lots of writing streams. We've got Supernatural Writer, who just poked her head into chat here. She does a lot of writing and chatting streams. Super awesome, hangs out and lurks all the time. We've got Sable Aradia, one of the people who encouraged me to actually start doing my own writing streams when I met her through NaNoWriMo. And she actually lives near me, so I got to meet her in person as well, which is awesome. We've got Usurper Kings, who actually I might raid her, aka Safa. Someone else I met through Game of Tomes. I always lurking. I know Supernatural, and I really appreciate it. Contemplating sharing a list of plot synopsis for the different original fan fictions I'm working on in your Discord for people who are interested. Yeah, I mean, go for it, Mustang. Let's see, who else have we got? We've got Maiga. She is also awesome. I haven't rated her in a while either. We have got Judy Dawn also, who was introduced to me by Janine, who hangs out here a lot as well. We've got Bitzerk. Every time I raid Bitzerk, they're wrapping up, and I feel so bad, but awesome person to check out. So there's a couple people to get you started, Mustang. If you're interested in the event that I did a couple months ago, Game of Tomes, it's this super awesome thing that is run by Sable Aradia and a bunch of other people in the Twitch writing community. It's a sort of game that centers around NaNoWriMo. You basically join a house, you submit your words, you hope you don't get killed by the Undead Horde. It's going to be my first time with the Undead Horde, so I'm looking forward to figuring out how that works. They do result streams every week. It's tons of fun. There's roleplay, there's lore, and it's just a great way to encourage yourself to write and to hang out with other writers and stuff. I'm going to hopefully be doing reporting streams in November. I was just kind of getting the feel of it for the tourney in August, but not in August, July. But I will be fully participating in November, so I'm looking forward to that. There's a few awesome people to get you started. Every single one of these people is worthy of a follow, some attention, hanging out with. Let's see about Safa, actually, because I don't think I've gotten to raid her yet. Let's see what she's up to. You may hear sound that's not from my stream.
Yes or no, you know, and once you get to know that person, then it's a lot easier. Like a lot of our regulars here, I don't have to ask what they're looking for.
There we go. So I think we're gonna hop over there, because I like to spread the love around, and I don't think I've gotten to drop in on Safa yet, so let's do it. I'm gonna start the raid. There are raid calls if you want to use them. Please feel free to use any emotes that make you happy. The main thing is to show the support. And let's get the raid going. This channel is intended for mature audiences. I mean, I should really turn that on my channel too. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys are the greatest. It's been so much fun to just show my process here and get feedback and see what everyone else thinks and just discuss creativity in general. I don't know how to raid. Don't worry, Exiled Fae, you just ride the change of stream with me. You can copy a message if you want, such as Striker Raid, or when we get over there, you can just say hi. It's totally cool. Have a great rest of your day, Bard. Thank you so much. This VOD is going on YouTube, absolutely. Tiberian, thank you so much for all your feedback. I also got your message. I'm working on figuring out the ads thing, I swear. Supernatural, thank you so much. I hope you have a good day. I see you're streaming as well. I'll be sure to stop by and say hi. Bard, thank you for those last minute 69 bits. You are the best. You're all the best. Seriously. I'll be back tomorrow morning to do some actual scene writing for a writing prompt, so I hope to see you all then. Take care. Have a good day, whatever time zone it is for you. And just never stop being awesome.
I do have one more thing. Let's see. There we go. And we've got September is on. It's a very nice sheet. It is a very nice sheet. Hey, hello, Starborn Striker. How you doing?